Welcome, everybody. Nice to see everybody for episode 15 of Player Pass. And we're going to be talking about Fracture, and we're going to be talking about Lars and the Real Girl. So I'd like to say thanks to everyone joining us. Blue, welcome to the show. Anything you got to say before we get cranked up?
No. Hopefully, most of you guys probably already know. Todd and I are engaged. Yes, it is not fake.
I put a ring on
happened. It. Yeah. It's a beautiful ring. So yes, that's new this week.
So that's good. All right. Andrew, how are you doing? Anything interesting?
No, not the only interesting thing that happened was Friday. That didn't happen to me. Congratulations anyway.
Yeah, no pressure. I hope your girlfriend didn't say it.
You and O'Neill are my favorite part of the video when I said yes and you both went, yeah! That was so cute.
I was feigning shock because I knew it was coming already.
I heard that after. O'Neill didn't.
I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was coming then. I literally thought, the pizza guy's turned up and he's picked his pizza up.
As he went and got his suit on, but apparently not a full suit. Apparently, he was just wearing the top part. And the bottom part.
That's what I figured.
You know.
In my house. Why do you think I was on my knees? I didn't want you to see the lower half.
I actually love that. Because I'm always like, every time he gets home, I'm always like, get your PJs on. He goes, my house pants? Get comfy.
Yeah, that was the only two people. Well, there was Andrew knew, Kara knew, and Q were the people that I had told. Because I told you to share because I felt like I wanted to share it with Andrew because he's known us. I've known him forever and knew you along the way. And then Kara, because she kind of got upset because because Griff may not be there, and I was trying to get her to calm down in the side chat or in the one chat when we had one of our grooms, and I used it as cue to get him to come on the show.
Yeah,
because he was like, well, I may or may not come. Depends on what I got going on. And I'm like, well, Q, this is going to be kind of an important day. And I told him, he's like, oh, all right, well, then that's all I needed to know. I will be there now. I'm like, okay. So, Alban, thanks for joining us. Anything you got going on this week? And he's frozen. Look at, he's like a statue.
God almighty, poor Alban. It's like any kind of weird shit's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to him.
Yeah, and look at he's finally got a microphone and a headset, so he's not messed up. Yeah. And then he's froze. Wait. What, the plane coming in?
Kick him out and bring him right back in, Todd. Maybe that'll help.
What, Lassie? Where? He fell in the well?
Kick him out and bring him back, huh? There we go.
Look at, he's in the well? Oh. Now Andrew's frozen.
That's
I'm just kidding.
All right, Alban. All right, so he's going to come back in a second. So let me go through here and take a look at who's joined in the chat. Thanks for you guys watching. Sorry, a little small talk. Streaming Wizard, thanks for joining us. Chris, thanks for joining us. Roger, thanks for joining us. The Beach, Eddie G, Nature Man, Cam B, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I hope everybody is doing well. To just let you know the format, what we're going to do today is, so we got the two movies. We got Fracture, which was Shrink and Sharon's pick, and we have my pick, which was Lars and the Real Girl. We're gonna start with Lars and the Real Girl. The four of us will talk about that. Then I will bring in anybody that wants to join, including Shrink and Sharon, because she's got to come in. She definitely has to come in for her movie. So we're going to do this Lars first, then invite everyone that wants to join the show, can jump in the show, tell us what they thought about Lars, and then we will hopefully Sharon will be here, and then we can go into Fracture. So hopefully that makes sense. Alban, thanks for joining us.
Well, like I said, I guess on this side of the coast, where when I say you broke the internet,
Yeah,
It still hasn't recovered yet. It's like a huge earthquake, going on here.
Yeah.
I
All right,
do,
so
and I know everyone out there is, wants to give you your best because that's all that's, anyone can see, being posted everywhere. And I'm still want to always express my best to the both of you. You guys deserve it. The best of luck.
Thanks, honey.
Yep, thank you. We try to hoping to enjoy the whatever I got left in my life, because I might not, I'm getting old. It won't be a couple more years. So Alvin,
Well,
so what's your John
Sorry.
Alvin? What's let's see just check your shirt out. What we got for your shirt?
Well, let's see yours first.
Oh, and this is mine.
Okay.
Do I have enough friends?
Yeah. And that sounds like you. That sounds like Blue because she's like, I'm full up with friends. I don't need any more.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Because I'll say, well, you this and you can meet a new friend. She goes, oh, I'm full with friends. I'm good.
Yeah, I barely talk to the ones I already have.
Don't need no more.
That would mean leaving my house.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and but that's all right. I'm going to help you with that. So we're going to get cranked up. Thanks. I see Tan is over in there. I see he's jumped in the side chat. So we're going to go ahead and get cranked up on, let me go to over here, Lars and the Real Girl, which I will be first because I just want to be first on this so I can get it out of the way. All right, so I want to give out a few shouts for this. I want to give a shout out to one of the guys I work with. Rick suggested me to watch this movie, and I was not sure I wanted to watch this movie when I saw the poster of it, but he told me and assured me that it was worth watching and that I needed to see it, and so I watched it, and I had to thank him for him actually picking a good movie because I always give him a hard time about he picks really bad movies or he picks like really old movies. And I said, that was a great movie. Some of my notes on this, to me, Lars had like a form of autism. He's difficult to be around people. He didn't like to be touched. He avoided everybody, even his sister-in-law, which is Ellen or Emily here. And this scene here cracked me up because this scene is when Lars actually brought his sex doll girlfriend into the living room for the first time. They had never seen her because he said he was bringing over his girlfriend. And the family reaction here, I'm uncomfortable during this scene, but I am laughing at this scene. So I really, really loved it. Her name was Bianca. One of the things that I really liked about this movie, it had to me that mixture that I find that I like in a movie. I like to be able to laugh, to maybe tear up a little bit, to have some reflections, to have some points of the movie that I can identify with. And when a movie has all those aspects to it, those are the kind of movies I really, really like. And when he goes through there and they had to carry her around, the only thing that I wondered about the movie was, did the brother actually have sex with the doll because he put her down every night? And that kind of made me wonder about that at one of the scenes. But they didn't show anything like that. I thought it was awesome how the family, or not the family, well, the family embraced it. The doctor that they were seeing did a great job, but the town embraced them. And this was the girl that he was working with, and she was kind of special too. But they made a good match. So I thought that Ryan, played such a great role in this. I don't know how everyone else thought. I felt like his portrayal, his acting in this was so good. I mean, it was just great. I thought he did a phenomenal job on this. And the town embracing them. And when she cracks on Lars, because Lars was feeling, because what amazed me in this is that the whole town embraced her and she was doing more things than Lars was doing. And that old woman's like, do you think she wants to sit around this house waiting for you to come home every day? And she's giving her a hard time. She goes, well, Bianca has a life too, and you can't stop it. And this town needs her. And it warmed my heart. It was took people out of their comfort zone because a lot of the family didn't like it. A couple of the notes I wrote in here, the doll filled a void and in Lars, and also was a bridge to help him break through the uncomfortableness of his sister-in-law, that she was going to have a baby, and he was struggling because his mom died in childbirth. Am I right with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he was struggling with that. So I think that his sister-in-law being pregnant was what was really weighing up on him. I watched it. Blue and I watched this together, y'all, and I was a little teary and choked up a little bit, and I knew I got to see her because she was on Skype, and I knew she was over there wiping her eyes because some of the parts of this were a little bit teary, and but I still felt like it was just uncomfortable. It was funny. It was happy. It was sad. It was so many things, and that was one of the reasons why I liked it. And Lars, when his girlfriend came into the scene, his personality changed because there at the beginning of the movie they couldn't get him to even come to breakfast, and once Bianca came to town because she was a missionary, and she was a missionary, and she was in town. She didn't have many clothes though, and it was like he came out. He was just a different person with Bianca around. It gave him that encouragement. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie, and I wanted to see. What I liked last week is when we all watched the trailer. And I was watching everybody's reaction, and everybody was like, okay, all right. You know, like, Dabs, what did you just pick? And as Andrew says, that I sometimes played it safe. I went a little bit left on this because I wasn't sure how everybody liked it, even though I think it was a great movie. So that was my thoughts on the movie. Whoever wants to be next. And the Beach said the same thing about the brother, thinking that he might have been. Yeah, Andrew, you thinking the same thing? She put him away.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. I thought it was a little bit funny when he.
I didn't go there.
Oh no, I
did.
didn't think the same. I didn't think the same thing. I was just gonna say. I was going next if you want.
All right, Andrew. All right, go.
I definitely didn't play it safe this time. I don't know whether I enjoyed it or not because it was weird. It was just really weird. I didn't actually think of it's weird that I didn't think of the autism thing until you just said it before. Because the touch, I was trying to find out, like I was trying to figure out why he doesn't like people touching him, and obviously that is a trait of it. So that could be, and obviously he's a loner and stuff. But the whole time I was just thought that the Bianca is obviously an extension of him, and it's just his way of coming out of his shell because he was like a recluse, wasn't he? He's just like stayed. He lived in like the garage across from where his brother lives, which is also, he owns that house as well, but he just didn't want to be like, I think he didn't felt like uncomfortable being in the same house as his brother and his wife. And the baby thing you didn't really the thing with the whole thing with the baby, you didn't really know about that until like the middle of the movie when he's talking to that doctor, and he's on about how it's dangerous. It's still dangerous for her to have the baby because it could still happen. Like she could still die during childbirth, and that I thought, all right, that's an interesting part of his character there. He's worried that the same thing's going to happen to his sister-in-law, that what happened to his, like you said, what happened to his mother when she gave birth to him. But I thought it was a bit far-fetched for the whole town to go to just get involved in this whole thing of just pretending this doll is a real person. it got to the point where I didn't know if he was crazy or if they were crazy because they were treating him more like a real person than he was. Like, and I think he started realizing that, like, when you were talking about that whole thing where he's having the argument with her and then they're standing at the bottom of the stairs and she's like, I don't like the way he's like talking about her. Like, and they're like, he's never like this with her and stuff like that. Because she's going out to do some church thing or something like that. I just thought, okay, I understand them playing it when he's there and like acting the part when he's there, but like obviously taking the doll away with them and going to do all these things without him. I was thinking,
got her hair done.
Yeah, got her hair. That was another thing as well. That's when he started. That's when he started to change, because he was really invested in this relationship that he had with this doll. And then when all the town got involved, and they were like, those women were cutting her hair. They were dressing her differently, and other people were doing everything for her instead of him. And then he started to see that people liked the doll more than, well, people were more, it seemed like the people liked the doll more than they liked like being around him. So that's when he came up with the whole thing of, oh, she's dying, which I thought was hilarious as well. Like, his brother wakes up and you can just hear him screaming, wake up. And he's like, well, I thought I said she's not waking up, she's unconscious. And they take her to the hospital and that. Even the hospital people are involved, and they're like, "Oh, they take her in," and then he comes up with the whole thing that she's dying and stuff like that. I just thought, at the end of this, I thought my reaction at the end of this movie was exactly what my reaction was at the end of the trailer last week. I was like, "What the fuck have I just watched?" I liked it, but it was just a weird story, and like even the ending, it was. I don't know. It just, I felt like there should have been a bit more at the end. I didn't like. You could see the relationship development between these two characters here, and you could tell that obviously he was starting to have feelings for her, because at the beginning he just ignores her and he's just like in his own little bubble. But then when he sees her with somebody else, that's when he starts like, that's when his true feelings come out. And that it was just weird, and like just how they had a funeral for it at the end, and it kind of just ends at that funeral bit, and I'm like, it needs to be just a little bit more. I need to see him admit that she wasn't real.
He won't though.
No, but he never did. So just like this guy's still got an issue, even though he's decided that this character that he's made up has got to like die now, and he's moving on from that character and he's going to be with a real person. It still doesn't negate the fact that he's clearly still got issues. And he's going to need a lot of help.
So did she, though, when she was crying about her bear dying with the noose around its neck when it's,
she wasn't all together either.
That's more like, I took that as more of like a sentimental thing.
Yeah, but that was just weird to cry about that noose around its neck, though. Like, I mean,
well,
it's not
it tied in with a film, Shan, because the whole thing was weird. I do agree with you, Todd. Though I think Ryan Gosling he acted really well in this movie. I liked him. I really liked his character, and I like him as an actor. And these two movies this week is just showing me like how good of an actor he actually is.
Exactly.
So made in the same year. They were both released in 2007. Both. It was weird because they were two different characters. But hey, one of the things with her, because I don't want to say that he was simple, but she was a little bit. But did you see, like, after the bear was hung, and he took the bear and he took it in the kitchen, and he like pumped on his chest and blew on it, and he says he's okay now. I mean, in his mind, he was trying to make her feel better. But the other thing is for the end. When he says, do you want to go for a walk? That told you that he was moving on. Now, one of the keys to the keys, now you know why he had Bianca die? And I don't mean to spoil, but it was because his brother-in-law said, when you become a man, you don't cheat on your woman.
Yeah, and he said that at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And so in his mind, he's like, I can't have a relationship with this.
And now I'm free.
Yeah, with Margot or whatever it was.
I love how he's talking to the doctor in the room, and she's like, she'll go to the other room because she wants to try and get to speak to him separately. But he's like, no, I'll just stay here. And she's like, okay, I'll stay as well. And then
she was so smart that
she handled him really well.
Sometimes though, I kept getting the feeling this doctor's going to have like come on to him or the brother or something. Just the way she came across is like
She was a little lonely too.
Yeah, she seemed lonely. It was just funny when he went. Asked that to marry you, and he went. Oh, she went. Oh, great. When's the big day? And then she said no. I was like, even got rejected by his own imagination. It was.
Totally.
I found that a bit funny. It was like there was a lot of dry humor in it.
Oh God, yeah.
So I think probably another reason I liked it. I love my dry humor.
Yeah, it wasn't even Canadian, but I think it was filmed. It was filmed in Canada, so it was a little bit of the almost,
Yeah, it was filmed in Canada.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Alban, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I liked it. I in the beginning of it, I was like, what in the heck is going on here? But then once I realized that he was autistic, I said, okay, I got to look at this from a different angle. But there were a lot of little things in there that he said in there that I was really like cracking up at, like when he says, Bianca is a missionary. I like lost my mind. You know,
I know, because hey, there was a lot of things where it came.
There were a lot.
She was missionary, and then there was something else. There was another term, and I said it to Blue. I can't remember. It was missionary was one thing that was a little bit of a sexual innuendo, and there was something else. I can't remember what it was though.
Yeah.
Was she from South America somewhere?
Yeah, something like that.
She was Brazilian.
Yeah, that was another one. I'm thinking Brazilian. Okay, so she had a Brazilian. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she was probably no hair down there.
Yeah.
That's probably what that was for.
And then there was a time he said, Bianca said God made her to help people. So it's like he knew all along, that this was going to help him.
Yeah.
The one I give a lot of credit to the doctor. But I love how the doctor knew basically, okay, well, it's got to go, and when she was dying, quote unquote. I really like that. What I didn't understand was how his brother and sister-in-law were, because I don't think he was staying in the house at that time, right? Was he?
No, he was in the garage.
He was in the garage.
She had to sleep there, and he had to sleep there because of their Christian values.
Yeah, the values.
So,
she didn't believe
so
in that.
If you're gonna have Christian values, why in the heck were they, bathing this thing, and the brother wasn't even around, I'm like, what is going on here?
I did think the bath. I'm thinking, why does she need a bath? I mean, unless somebody
why does she need a bath? And I was figuring that's when I realized what the brother was doing it, there was what else was there? I felt like I was watching a thing of My Crazy Obsession, that crazy show that where people do crazy stuff like that, but otherwise I really liked it, well, you guys really talked about everything else I had written down.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. That's fine. As long as we all saw the same stuff.
I love how he said she had a wheelchair stolen.
Yeah, because the wheelchair was stolen.
Somewhere someone said he's in love with slutty hunk of silicone. Someone had said that, and I wrote it down because it was funny.
Yeah, wasn't that when they were
the other big one
his
is,
brother's work?
Right. That's where it was. Yeah.
So you said,
and another thing I
what?
thought about, when they buried her, when they buried her, do you think the grave diggers took her body?
No, I think they buried her because the church, the church followed along. The church was 100% vested in it Because and the pastor even said, you know, Bianca made a big difference in his community. You know, the pastor
That's true.
I mean, he was talking about, so, you know.
Yeah.
You think the ground's screwed?
Yeah. Hey,
well,
you know,
it's going to waste.
Hey, no, going to waste.
Oh my lordy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, up to you, Blue. I'm done.
What do you think?
I love the movie. It made me really, really uncomfortable at first. Just how strange he was, like, just, you know, just the way he looked at people, like especially the sister-in-law, and like her having to tackle him and to get him to stop to talk to her when he's lying and saying, I got work to do, and she's like, there's nothing in there, and he tries to get away and she tackles him. I was like, I was uncomfortable, but it got where then I wasn't. Then it was like, for me, it was amazing. Like, this movie made me laugh hard. Like, very beginning when he's in church and he helps that lady carry the flowers out to the car, and she's like, oh, you know, do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't have a girlfriend. And then she gives him a flower and she says, you give this to the first girl you see there, and you know, and he's holding the flower and you see the girl he ends up with in the very end, and she comes out and she looks at him and he fucking whips it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. For me, the whole town, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the doctor, it seemed like a very small town, and the doctor probably told people that, you know, this is the best way to help him is if we all play along, kind of thing. And I loved when they had the church all the people from the church get together, and they're starting to judge at first, and one lady's like, listen, your son is gay and your wife was a kleptomaniac and she's buried in my earrings. And it was like, nobody should at anybody about being, you know, a little odd or whatever. It made me sad that the way the brother was at first, because it was like he was more concerned about what people were going to think about him than he was about his own brother, you know, about helping his own brother. Yep. But the first scene that you see him out and about and he's at work and the guys are hilarious. Like, one of them's like, I'd love to have a girlfriend who doesn't talk. And, you know, like they're making good fun about it. The doctor, I loved her. Patricia Clarkson, she's always really good, and just the way she handled them and you know, gently eased him into it, and like the whole touching thing, you know, how when he started hyperventilating and then she gently put her hand on his back and rubbed him a little bit, and there was, you know, and so there was no pain, because he wasn't thinking about it. Ryan Gosling, I love him, Canadian boy. I never watched La La Land. I couldn't get through the first little bit, so I'm not gonna, you know, say anything about that. But every single movie I've ever seen him in, he's always fantastic. He can do anything, this guy. Like, he can do no wrong, in my opinion. I love the part 2 after they're bowling together, though, when he goes to shake that girl's hand, and there's no burn. He
took a glove off. He took his glove off
to touch her to see whether or not it would hurt, and it didn't. I actually cried when Bianca died. Just the way he did it, though, when he was sitting with her on the side of the on the beach there by the lake, and he's crying, like, I was like, oh my God, this is like gut wrenching. And then you see him when he's got her in the water, and they're like, even though she wasn't real, it was like she was real. It was the weirdest shit. Yeah, they cut her hair. She was a teacher. Like, they played that recording there where she was reading the book to the kids. She volunteered at the hospital. It was hilarious. It was like, yeah, did you check the schedule tonight? Because no, it's not Scrabble night tonight. Yeah, you know, Bianca's got plans, or like, all that stuff was funny. One of the big parts in it, though, was so cute, and probably a realization for him was when he was flipping out about the fact that, you know, Bianca was so busy and everything. And she said, the sister-in-law says, why do you think everybody's doing this? They're doing it. It's not for Bianca. They're doing it for you. They're accepting her. You know what I mean? So it was just, there were so many funny, quirky parts, like just the way when he's talking to her and when he's like eating off her plate. So it's like she's eating, but she's not, you know, and, oh yeah, Bianca used to be a nurse, you know, when his brother says he's sick, even though he's not sick. And he says, oh, you know, well, Bianca's a nurse. Like, if you want her to have, yeah. And he's like, no, okay.
She's half Colombian, half Danish.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was getting ready for the, you know, the bullying, all the bad shit that comes out when there's somebody weird, you know, and I in this town, I was waiting for there to be that guy that's making fun of him, but nobody did. So it's like, I fell in love with the movie. Instead, I was uncomfortable at first, and then I was completely comfortable for the whole rest of it. I just thought it was adorable. And I liked the way he worked out his issues by having her, like he spoke for her instead of speaking for himself, like, you know, which was really, really cute. I loved it. That's one I'll definitely watch again. So that's it for me.
Okay. All right. So we got a few people here. I'm gonna go down. We got Roger, Cam, Tan, and Sharon says she'll be here soon. So I'm gonna go ahead. We'll start with Roger first because he's down the line for me if he's available. Roger, you here?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love this movie too. It was great. The writing was great. Good directing. Cinematography was really good, and it made me feel lots of different emotions. I actually laughed out loud several times, which I judge comedy shows by that. If I laugh out loud 2 or 3 times, I think that's a successful movie. So, I mean, it had me close to tears. It was heartwarming in parts, and you guys that went before pretty much hit on all the plot points. So I don't need to go into that again. But yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, it to me it kind of had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It hit so many. And I mean, did you pick up on him being autistic, or
Yeah,
I mean,
right
because
off,
when
right
he
off
said,
the get.
yeah, I thought it so when he was in the building, but then when he talked, especially when he talked about the doctor, and he says his sister-in-law is always wanting to hug him. He goes, she always wants to hug me. She wants to take it personally, but you know, some people don't like to be touched. And when she hugs me, she's like, "What's wrong with people like a hug?" The doctor said that, and he goes, "It burns." And he says, "That's why I have all these layers on." And he's like, "It's easy here." And he's like pulling the shirts, and he has like layers.
I thought when he described it, it was perfect. He said, like when you go out and your feet freeze, and then you come back in the house, everybody knows what that feels like, I think, unless you live in a really warm climate. But it's the most uncomfortable, itchy, burny feeling when you're thawing out. I know exactly what that felt like, and I could picture it, and I couldn't imagine him feeling that on his whole body when anybody touched him. That's horrible.
Right. And that scene right there kind of gets to my point that the writing was excellent in this movie, because just with words, they conveyed feelings to us, you know, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah. I loved his mustache.
His mustache was great.
But it did look like he gained probably. Oops, sorry. Ryan probably gained 10 or 15 pounds between those two roles that we watched. So
definitely. He was really big in the face. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a commitment to one way or the other for a movie, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was very fit in Fracture.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, Cam, what you think?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Welcome.
For me, these two movies this week showed how flexible Ryan is as an actor. Because, like you said, both of these movies were made in the same year. So it showed me how flexible Ryan is as an actor. But this script for me was really well done, because with a lot of these elements, you kind of get a 2D actor portrayal if you don't have the right actor. But with Ryan, you kind of got that third dimension that you would have needed for this film. And the doctor, I think, was one of the characters that I kind of had reservations for. And then as soon as we started to get a little bit more and more deep into the movie, it was like, okay, she's actually trying to help him and trying to figure out why Bianca's here or whatever and whatnot. And then the brother was a dick. But the sister-in-law, the only thing the sister-in-law wanted to do was help him. Like, the sister-in-law was always trying to include him in things and stuff and so forth. She was always, even though it like hurt him, she was always trying to hug him and be like, "Hey, we're here for you," and whatever and whatnot. But so, I kind of liked that dynamic that he had with her. But of course, like I said, the brother was a dick, so it kind of balanced each other out. Because, like I said, she was always loving and nurturing to him, but then the brother was always a dick. He was like, oh my god, he's insane. Like in the beginning of the movie, he's like, he's insane. Why does she think this person? Why does she think this doll is a real person? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, it really showed me how flexible and how well versed Ryan is as an actor. I like that.
Well, like I said about the brother too, he was more concerned about himself than his actual brother. So once he saw that the town was okay with it, then he wasn't. Then he started getting better, right? Like once he realized he wasn't going to get shit at work or at church or whatever, then he kind of accepted it like everybody else. Thank God.
Well, the doctor said that when they were like, when the doctor told him, she says, Bianca's here for a reason. And he's like, and they're like back and forth about the Bianca being here for a reason. And she says, and he says, well, what are people going to think? And she says, and she goes, and yes, people are going to laugh at you. And she said it to the brother because she knew what his concern was, because he says, well, can't you just get rid of it? He's crazy. And then she says, no, they're going to laugh, and they're going to laugh at you.
I love the way she said that to him.
Yeah, she said it right to his brother. And I thought, okay, so that's putting him in his spot about, this ain't always about you. And when they met with the church like this, it reminded me of my church, like when you'd have like a meeting at church and you have all the different predominant members of the church and this round table where you'd have these kind of discussions. And that kind of stuff happens when you have a church meeting, a smaller group, not the whole church, but where they talk about certain subjects. And I was like, I can picture this happening. I mean, I could see that kind of a little meeting off the books kind of meeting happening at a church about how do we handle this before we bring it in front of the whole congregation.
That was a great scene too. Like honestly, the klepto part, I laughed so hard. Yeah. She's buried in my earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
All right. So you done, Cam? She's muted. All right, Tan.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Can you hear me? All right. I want to congratulate, Blue and Todd, because that was great last week to see.
Thanks.
For this, this movie was great. It reminded me similar to Todd's other pick, Nebraska. It had that feeling, the Midtown. It's very muted, color-wise, saturation-wise, was very muted, but had a lot of character development, a lot of depth to this movie. The characters were great for me. Ryan Gosling, obviously, like you guys said, he is on the spectrum somewhere. And to me, this is sort of like a coming of age story for him. With everything, I think that his character up until this would be before the movie started, was always guarded. You can see at the very first scene where his sister comes up to his door. He had his blanket on. That's the blanket that his mother gave him, that she died during childbirth. So it's his security blanket. And so to move on from there, I think that Bianca is another type of security blanket that he needed to have throughout the movie to get him to have a real relationship with actual regular people. He's able to be tactile with this doll that doesn't hurt him, So that's how I felt about their situation. I understand the brother expecting the town to not be accepting, because it's really fucking weird. You're having this weird doll sitting around, just doing nothing. She doesn't talk. She doesn't do anything. But it was really, really heartwarming to see this town actually embrace her, and treat her like she's just a regular person, and you can see it because they do the same thing for him, even with his disability. So as a person with a disability, I can definitely say that when you do kind of feel like on the outside of things, a lot of times you get a lot of gazes looking at you, because what's that weird person doing over there in the wheelchair? You know what I mean? So for them to accept her, it's not really that far reaching, considering they've already accepted him, and they wanted him to be happy. So where am I going with this? All in all, I like the movie. I love the characters. You know, they're very nice. The brother, I understood his standoffishness. You know, he had a lot of guilt going on, especially when he left the Ryan Gosling's character. You know, with the father that was grieving in the first place and didn't really know how to accept things. And obviously, with him being on the spectrum, you know, the father has another thing to deal with on top of that. And to just up and leave, you know, he has a lot of guilt there. And then obviously growing up and with someone with a disability, he sees how people, you know, look at him, you know. And so with the doll, he doesn't want that for him. You know, he's trying to protect his brother. And he just doesn't understand. So that's my take on the brother. The sister was great. You know, she just wanted to love him and accepted him. The doctor was just like on point. You know, she was just so well. She just handled everything so well.
She was like gently coaxing stuff out of him. You know, not pushing, not.
Yep.
Well, that was smart, and how she did it also with saying Bianca needs these treatments.
Yeah.
And while she's sleeping because she's got to rest, we'll just sit here and you see how the doctor's eating. Like we're just, there was no.
Just wait.
Hey, let us talk, just like we're eating. We're like, and it was like that was so smart. And he slowly, even though Ryan caught it a couple times, that she was trying to pull information out of him. And then he's like, good one. At one point, he's like, okay. I can't remember what it was that she asked him there early. And he goes, and didn't answer the question. But, she did a really good job at that.
Yeah. Well, she charged him every time.
Yes. I have to say, this is a really expensive doll. The doctor,
cynical bastard.
The cost of the doll in the first place, and then the funeral. The funeral is expensive. Come on now, this doll is the most expensive doll I've ever, you know, can imagine. It's insane. So
the mouth wasn't big enough, though.
It moved. All right, but the other thing about so with a church, okay, so if you're a part of a small church like that, the only thing that would have really cost the people would have been the casket. The rest of that stuff, the church wouldn't have charged like you would think. Oh, that funeral would have cost thousands of dollars. The casket would have been the only thing that would have charged. A small church like that would not charge you. To do all that.
You had the plot, and
that's free. Churches give plots for free if you're a member of the church. So that happens. Are you backing up, Pam? Okay. Hold on. I got to mute you. All right. Wait. Okay. All right, Sharon. I'm going to let you go. I'm sorry. You've been in back and forth.
Yeah. I have back.
You're in.
Because at first it was like something was stuck in my throat. Then my daughter needed something, but I'm back. I watched this movie twice because I kept falling asleep, but it was a really good movie. It really was what I watched of it. At first, I thought he had a crush on his sister-in-law. And even though she found out that she was pregnant, you know, and stuff, that she was going to have a baby, I thought he had a crush on his sister-in-law. That's what I originally thought. And I really liked the way they really embraced his situation. At first, it was weird, you know, when he first brought his girlfriend, or, you know, the dog, when he first brought her, you know, over, you know, so he had found someone and he brought her, and he was like, you know, we can't be staying in the garage or whatever, you know, because she's a missionary or whatever, you know, when he first brought her and everything. But, you know, and like you said, that scene when they were just looking at her and him like, you know, okay, what is this, you know? And, you know, and the brother was doing the research and he was trying to keep the computer down. That was kind of funny. You know, he was trying to quietly research at night, you know, you know, but the way that everybody, you know, accepted everything in the town and stuff. And then the back, like you said, that was expensive, you know, and I didn't know how to take, like Cam B said, I didn't know how to take the doctor originally first either, you know, but like you said, that was expensive, the back and forth with the doctor. And but, you know, and I think it was hard for the brother. I think one part that to me kind of was hard for the brother. If I was the sister and stuff, I would think that everybody was, you know, kind of like that song with Teddy Pendergrass, the whole town's laughing at us or laughing at me. Maybe he thought that, inside they probably was laughing at his brother, So maybe that's partially why he couldn't accept it originally, about his brother, and I didn't even think about, I kind of thought about the autism spectrum, but at the same time, I wasn't thinking about the autism spectrum. And it really did show how strong Ryan Gosling's acting ability was, his character. Like you said, both of them was in 2007, both the same year, totally different characters, completely. I couldn't see enough, the funeral, I don't mean no harm, but I guess they had to go through with the casket, and the whole funeral thing, when they decided that she was dying and everything, but the whole movie, I know I did fall asleep on some parts of it, but when I saw the movie, the whole movie was very, I saw quite a bit of it though. I saw of it, but it was so heartfelt. The movie was totally different than what I expected of it. Because like you said, when you showed the trailer last week, I was like, what the heck? Am I watching? And stuff. And I just like the way the whole town was there for him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I do have to say this is a pretty white town.
It was. It pretty much was.
I saw one black person. That's it.
There was
no
the
Asians, no Latin people.
The people that held the party, the Christmas party, and she held the Christmas party, and her and her husband were there.
The receptionist, she was really cute.
Oh, yeah, she was very nice. She's always
you see how? All right, now one of the things that really kind of it touched me. You remember at that Christmas party, and the one husband had Bianca, and he had her in the wheelchair, and he was like, they were dancing.
Oh yeah.
And did you see Lars? Lars was like in his own. I don't know what they were trying. Was he pulling back to? We're thinking about his mom, but he was just, but he was smiling. But it was like he was, when he was by himself. But Bianca was dancing, but he was dancing, and it was almost like he was crying. And remember, he cried on the way home, and he goes, "Oh, I'm just really happy."
I feel like he was actually imagining himself dancing with her, because that's how real she was to him.
Yeah. Because he just kept on just slowly
either that or he was imagining that he was dancing with the other girl because he watched her quite a bit at that party.
Oh yeah, the love interest,
yeah.
I don't think he was at that point yet at the party. So I don't know. I don't think he really felt that way about her until she started dating the other guy, and that's when things started turning for Bianca. So that's how I felt about that.
Yeah, he was checking her out there because that guy was paying attention to her at that party.
A little bit of jealousy was there because she had she gave him a lot of attention, before that, and then the attention is off of him. So
yeah, it was really good. Sorry, Sharon, did you have anything you want to finish up before we'll go through and do some voting because we're at 48 minutes?
Oh no, I just want to say it was a pretty good movie.
Okay. We'll ask Andrew if you want to write this into the Telegram chat for people to vote. We can do that. Also for the side chat, if you guys want to say play or pass, what you're thinking of, we'll roll through the people real quick. We'll start with Sharon. What would you give this a play or pass?
Oh, play for me.
Okay. Play for Sharon. Tan?
A definite play.
Play from Tan. Alban?
2 times play.
Yeah, good. I'll play for Alban. Roger?
100% play.
All right. Roger was play. Cam?
Play.
Play. Andrew?
Play.
Andrew gave it a play. Blue?
Yeah, I'm 100% play too. It's worth it. Yeah. So cute.
And I'll give it a play. Looking through I'm gonna run through the chat over here. Beach gives it a play. Redneck gives it a play. Rick gives it a pass. Eddie G's giving it a play. So I'll give it a few more seconds but yeah, just a movie. Majority of everybody is saying a play on this, and again, it is not your normal type of movie that I would have picked out. I give thanks to a guy I work with, Rick, who made me watch it or has suggested it, and I watched it, and I was highly surprised how much I liked it. Even though, like I said, I watched the trailer before I watched the first time. I was like, I don't know about this, but in the end, great movie, great all-around movie for me.
Yeah, way to go, Todd. Teach your own horn.
Yeah, great pick.
Another one out of the park. I'm sorry.
Congratulations.
Sorry.
And congratulations to you and Blue as well. Congratulations. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that on the board at the border wedding.
Look at Andrew. Andrew's like, it's not the faculty.
Not quite.
I heard that people did it through a fence.
Yeah, you'd have to get really close to the fence if we want to do it through a fence.
Yeah,
but all
yes.
right. Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. All right, so we're gonna go to the next movie, which was Sharon's pick. Sharon's pick, which is hold on, let me change the banner, which was Fracture.
Yeah.
Fracture.
And
Andrew, you might as well put that in the chat too, and then that way we'll have a consensus at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
They can do it right away or when everybody's done talking, depending on, because sometimes I've changed my mind once I've heard other people's views of a movie. I look at it a little different, but.
So we're going to go to Fracture, which 2007. Sharon, as we normally do, this was your pick, so you're able to be first or last, depending on which way you want to go with that.
I'll go last. I love to hear everybody else's opinion of the movie. Of course, I loved it, but
yeah, well, you know what? We're going to see again 2007, another Ryan Gosling movie, which was weird that you picked it and I picked them, both of them, and this wasn't on purpose. So really cool thing.
No idea.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, it was not. That was just because
it wasn't planned. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know.
No. I had Lars was on my list. It was I was leaning hard towards Lars and the Real Girl was going to be my movie. And then Sharon said, well, I'm going to let you pick first because you couldn't remember what movie you wanted to pick.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, yeah.
And I said, well, I'll pick mine. And so I was like, well, I'm going to go with Lars. And then you were like, all right, I remember what movie I wanted. And then we looked it up. I was like, wait a minute.
And I didn't even know that Ryan Gosling started in that movie when you picked your movie.
Yeah, so quite interesting. Interesting.
Can I go first?
Yep, if you would like to.
Okay, I'm kind of be short and sweet. I've seen this movie probably 10 times in my life. My favorite thing, but the thing about this movie that I like the most is there's a twist at the end, and the first time you see it, the twist is fantastic at the very end. But even knowing the twist at the end, it's still fantastic watching all these pieces play out and all these mind games with the two of these guys, and just how cool Ryan Gosling is, but he's still, he's in a bad spot because everything he thought it was going to be a nice, easy thing before he switches jobs. Meanwhile, he ends up getting screwed. Gets screwed out of his other job. It's big clusterfuck. But the thing that I love about it is, even knowing the ending doesn't ruin the rest of the movie, because Anthony Hopkins is brilliant, like he always is. Ryan Gosling was brilliant. The guy that played the detective was really good. And it was just the cat and mouse. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Anthony Hopkins playing like he's doesn't really know what he's doing as representing himself in court. And then 3 days later, he's written up this document to have it thrown out of court. She's like, you learned a lot over the weekend. So I like this movie because you can watch over and over again, even knowing the ending, and still enjoy it. So that's me.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go down my list so that I don't lose people. So for me, Andrew, you're next.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think Anthony Hopkins was really good in it. Again, Ryan Gosling was good. I didn't realize this was 2007 as well. So he looked so much younger in this one than he did in Lars and The Real Girl. So that was interesting to see. I know Tan said that he had put some. Was it Tan that said that he put weight on for that Lars movie?
Yeah, because this is him.
Yeah. So he looks so much younger in this movie. Because I felt like this movie was like a late 90s type feel to it. I like the twists. I agree with Shan. It doesn't like you even if you knew what the plot twist was at the end, you'd still wouldn't spoil the movie for you. I didn't think any of the other characters like stood out as much as the two main. I think them two stole it pretty much in every scene they were in. And I did kind of get the idea of the gun swap thing. Like I pretty much thought that's what had happened before it had like obviously been revealed. I would have liked to seen the court scenes a bit more extended. I don't know why. I just like court scenes in movies. I think they can be quite dramatic. I just think them were a little bit short, and there was a lot of it was all about. It was too much about Ryan Gosling's new job. I don't know. It was like it took away from like the real like investigation and the twists and stuff. But yeah, I liked the story, and I liked like I say, I liked Gosling and I liked Hopkins. I thought they were really good acting in it. And yeah, it was a nice little twist at the end, and just all around pretty good movie. And that's it from me.
All right. Alban, what you got, bud?
Yeah. I really like this movie. I mean, I liked it so much that I was too into the movie to even write any notes. Yeah, so you know it's pretty good then if you don't even want to stop to write down what you're watching because you don't want to miss anything. I'm also another big Hopkins fan. I love him to death. He just the look that he can give in his eyes just means so much. I thought it was a great story. Those things that you have on the screen now, I wish I knew what they were called. Does anyone know? When
I don't know, but I want one.
So do I.
I mean, I was thinking it was like a
wardrobe.
I mean, I was thinking it was like a
perpetual
engine or a perpetual motion machines, because if they start, they constantly keep going. They feed each other, so it's like a perpetual motion machine of some sort.
I want one. Okay. I really do. When I watched this movie, I was like, I gotta have one of those. I gotta have one. I think that's why I was so vested in the movie, because I'm waiting for them to say, "Oh, this is a blah blah blah." You know what I mean? But I really liked it. Okay. What, Roger's next? It's you.
Okay.
Or are you gonna go? Debs.
Yeah, I'm going down the list. List. Roger, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I like the movie. I think the three main there was three good actors though. Ryan Gosling, Hannibal Lecter. I can't remember his name right now.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. Yeah. And the detective guy. Everybody else was kind of superfluous. I don't. He needed to. The only reason that blonde attorney needed to be in the movie was so he could get to her father to file that injunction that ended up not being important whatsoever, because Anthony Hopkins pulled the plug anyway. So her whole character was not even needed, in my opinion.
No.
She was pretty though.
She was really hot.
She was pretty though. And they had that thing going on. So.
You guys know her. She was in At World's End. She's British, eh? But I'm not crazy about her when she does an American accent. I don't know what it is. She's in a Jack Reacher movie too. She just doesn't do it for me unless she's doing British stuff. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I would like her. I would like her better with a British accent, I'm sure.
This Rosamund
Pike.
Rosamund Pike.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But don't get me wrong, it was a good movie. Anthony Hopkins had played that character before as Hannibal Lecter. You know, he just didn't happen to have to eat anybody in this particular version of it. But I would watch it again, and I would recommend it. But of the two movies we watched, Lars was by far a better movie.
I'm with you on that too.
Yeah, good movies.
100%.
All right, so we're gonna go. Cam, what did you think of this movie, babe?
For me, like I said earlier, these two movies have shown how flexible or how well versed Ryan is as an actor. And like Roger said, Anthony Hopkins, or no, as like Mr. Butler says in the side chat here, Anthony Hopkins is almost always good. So when I saw the cast list for this movie, I was like, okay, this is gonna be pretty solid. So it was like, and Redneck says, great how Ryan and Hopkins were in a battle of wits. That was, yeah, that was my favorite part. Like, you'd see them like they didn't even have to. They didn't even have to like. He didn't even have to be scare tactic with Ryan's character. All he had to do was battle him out in the wits, and it was really good. Yeah, this is a solid movie. But as Roger said again, out of the two this week, Lars is a better movie.
Not to interrupt on one of the points that I just maybe you guys saw. I was searching up Mark Baskoff, which is these are called kinetic art is what that's called from Amsterdam, and that was what some of the stuff. So if you look up, I've got a thing. I'll pull this up at the very end. Excuse me. I'll pull that up at the end where we can look at some of his kinetic. It says specialize in kinetic installations. So
yeah, Cam, I really like the part like what you're saying though about the the battle of wills there. It's like the very first time they meet and they're sitting down at that table, and then Anthony Hopkins tries to put him on his heels when he's like, "Oh, you Willie,"
right?
Like, you know what I mean? Like you're a kid. You're not this attorney. You're just a little pup. It was kind of funny, but he doesn't take the bait, which is good.
Right.
I really
like says, I like to investigate you.
yeah, but I don't know. But also he already had him though. Anthony had already figured him out, and it was Ryan's character was a sucker. I mean, he was like,
you're right.
Hey, his downfall was his own doing in the end. Like
yeah,
said,
the very end,
yeah. Let her live. She would have outlived us all, and Double Jeopardy would have applied, but different charge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see, Tan.
For me, it was an okay movie. The characters were pretty flat. Anthony Hopkins is a genius. The first thing I noticed when I watched the movie was how horrible of a driver he is. Beautiful car, but he can't drive worth a shit.
What kind of car was it?
It was like a Ferrari or a
maybe a
Porsche or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
a Ferrari or a Maserati. I don't know. That's
like a McLaren or something.
It was. Yeah. I didn't like it at all. I like the wife's car better.
But no, he just couldn't drive. I didn't. I felt like the movie
just couldn't drive.
I expected the movie was expected. Everything that's happened in the movie, I didn't. There was no twists and turns for me because I kind of predicted most of it or was not very excited when they actually revealed the twist, like the gun swap and everything. It's like, oh yeah, I saw that coming. All the characters in general to me were okay. Gosling is a good actor. I like him. Hopkins plays the same character over and over again. He's like Samuel Jackson. You still watch him, but he's the same character. And at the end of the movie, I was like, that's all right. That's my take on the show.
Okay. Let's see. Andrew, did you already go? Because I had it in the line and it was all messed up.
I think he went. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it. Just to touch on what Tom was saying, like, Anthony Hopkins was like his character came across as a genius in this movie, but at the end, I just thought he's been this smart all the way through, but then he couldn't see that by pulling the plug, he's jeopardized these double jeopardy I thought, like, this guy's supposed to be really smart, but he's just done the dumbest thing in the whole, like,
He should have thought of that.
he could have
you know.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he thought
That's
he'd
the only
gotten
thing
away
that
with.
he
He
did.
thought he was getting out of town, and he wasn't
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, he thought he was done.
Well, he could have
But
just left town in general and had her sitting there as a vegetable, and it'd have been okay. You know.
Yeah, maybe it was
Because
on
his
his
whole-
insurance plan though.
No, he
To do
wanted to
rich.
draw.
Get her off by
Because
insurance.
he
He
needed
could
the
afford-
insurance money.
One of the
He
insurance
wanted her
companies.
dead. I mean,
Hey,
he's not
we don't have national health care like in the States, so that
No.
they would have been sending a bill every once in a while. I don't want to look at that bill and fight it.
Obviously, because he shot her in the head, he thought he was going to kill her from the get go. He wanted her dead.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
From
So
jump.
yeah, he wasn't that. Yeah, he's genius and whatever, but sometimes emotions get in the way of that.
Right. That emotion and clouded his judgment.
Yeah.
But he didn't have any emotion for the whole thing until, so like he had it all planned out except for that
Until he got
one
had.
massive.
Care, Andrew? If he didn't care, Andrew, he wouldn't have gone back and pulled the plug. He wouldn't have.
Exactly. He cared.
He did, and he wouldn't
He
have killed
cared
her
from day
first
one.
place if he didn't care. Like, you know what I mean? If he had no emotions, he wouldn't have. Why would he even bother killing her there? He wouldn't have given a fuck.
What I'm
He
saying
cared
is-
from
He
the
had
beginning
another
of the movie.
side
When he
piece.
was there at the
He was getting married
pool,
again.
it
when he was there at
didn't-
the pool in disguise, when that detective was with his wife, he cared from that day.
Yeah, but
Well,
his
anybody's
emotion
gonna care
clearly
if someone's
clouded
screwing your
judgment.
wife.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
He's,
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll go next because Sharon will be last. Because have we gotten everybody else? Everyone else went, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
I liked it. Again, I love the twisty turny, as everybody says. Ryan playing a completely different character from what we just saw. I really like the stretch of his character. Anthony Hopkins, I love his character, even though he is normally he's 9 times out of 10 he plays the same type of character. I don't mind because he plays it so well. He plays that crazy serial killer, intelligent. And I think that when they were showing that kinetic art, I'm going to say kinetic art because I looked it up now that I know that it's called. I think that it was showing him making it. And I think that to me, at the very beginning, it was showing how much he thought down the road, because those types of art, it's not just, it's got to go from point A to point B, but you're thinking point A to point B to point B to point C. You're thinking all the way down the line. It's got to play out, as well as getting back to the original spot. So I'm thinking he's supposed to be a person that can think all the way around in a situation. As Tan says, at the very beginning when he shot his old lady, at the very beginning, I was like, oh, he swapped it. He swapped it because he had a Glock. And I'm like, he swapped it. He swapped it because the cop put his gun down, and then I saw Anthony come up, and right then I'm like, he swapped the guns. So when they and when they said, well, that gun was never fired, and then I'm like, well, yeah, because the cop took the gun out, and so all of that, I was already thinking, when are they going to come up with to figure out that the cop had the gun? The gun left with him. Excuse me. So that was, I already kind of had that thought. That's how he had done it. So I really enjoyed it. I thought that the twisty turny, I love the cat and mouse game. I thought that was really fun. A really good movie. I've never seen this movie, so this was the first time seeing it. But definitely one of those movies that makes you think. So I enjoyed it. Sharon?
Yeah, of course. I know how some of y'all felt about the movie, but this is one movie I'll watch over and over again. I really will. Anthony Hopkins, he was just, to me, he and Ryan Gosling was just fantastic. I mean, and like I said, I felt like he loved his wife to begin with. He was just really upset, of course, as anyone would be, his wife cheating on him with that cop. From the time at the beginning of the picture when she was at the pool with the detective cheating, and he's there in the disguise, and to planning when she comes there and he's like, I love you. And she never tells him she loves him back before he kills her, And you know, he had everything planned out pretty much. When he was shooting the windows out from the inside of the house, I'm like, why didn't you go outside and shoot the windows out or whatever, But he had everything planned out. Every step that Ryan took originally, it's like he was 2 steps ahead of him, in the cat and mouse game, and stuff, just everything, But he was determined that his wife was gonna die. I don't curse, but he was like, I'm gonna kill that bee. She's gonna die. She's gonna die. I don't care what it takes. I want her dead. I want her dead. I want her gone. And he almost got away with it. And that's another name they could have named this movie. Almost got away with it, because he almost got away with it.
Yeah, but that would have let you in on the end of it.
I guess
been
so.
like, wait,
I guess I would have told the movie I almost got away with it. I mean, his friend tried to warn him. Ryan got so obsessed with everything that was going on in the movie.
And Ryan,
which he should have.
With Ryan, though, I also think, and Anthony played into it about him being full of himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And did you catch where he said that he had like a 98% win ratio, and he would he would pass off the harder cases because he wanted the slam dunks. He wanted the easy ones, the slam dunks, so that his ratio would be so good. That's what he wanted. So he was willing to pass off easy ones, and he only accepted this one because this was a slam dunk. We got a confession. We got a murder
a written
weapon.
confession, a verbal confession. This is a slam dunk. He just knew he had it in the bag.
Yeah. So I was like, here's another one for my.
And I get to make it to this better job. As soon as I slam dunk this, I get a higher position.
Yeah.
And he could have still had the job.
And his boss even begged him, please don't leave. We don't want you to leave this company. You're doing great here. Nah, bye, y'all. I'm gone.
Well, he could have still had his job. Remember when he screwed up the case halfway through? Right. He still could have had the job, but he's like, no, I'm fighting this case. Put me back on the case. I'm like, you dumbass now. Now you dumbass. Right. Now
that was endearing, though, in all honesty. That was endearing.
Yeah. Endearing got him fired. That's what it got him.
Yeah. I think he still had a job at the district office after that.
Well, yeah, he had it at the DA.
Yeah. But I was just thinking about, everybody keeps saying Anthony Hopkins always plays the same characters. Anthony Hopkins always.
I love his same characters.
Really does. The thing is that, ever since Silence of the Lambs, he's played a few since then.
On Mission Impossible, he plays a different character. He's nothing like that on Mission Impossible.
He was in 84 Charing Cross Road. He was in Howard's End. The Edge. I love The Edge with Alec Baldwin when they get stranded in the bush and there's a bear. And I love that one. He was sweet in that. He was in Zorro. He was in The Two Popes. He's a really good actor.
Really good.
Two Popes was good. Two Popes is good for people that may have not.
Indian. I love him in that.
Indian, Indian. Oh, he's not Samuel L. Jackson. He's got a big range. It's just that it did seem like he did play some similar characters, but he's got a huge repertoire of stuff.
Yes, he did. Like I said, even on Mission Impossible, he's a totally different character. He's not out there being evil, mean, or fighting anybody or anything like that. He's just, the few Mission Impossibles he played in, he's just telling them, giving them orders. I need you to do this, 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 and this.
I love him.
Yeah, I do too.
Actually, I got to watch The Edge again. Great.
But yeah, those show this week's show Ryan Gosling and two totally different two totally different ranges, and I didn't even realize till I got ready to see about the movie that it was the same year, and I'm like, wow.
Very cool. Did everybody go?
Yes.
I think so. All right. So I was looking through.
Just a minute.
So we can go ahead. You guys put player pass for it, and we'll run through the panel here on player pass. We'll start. For me, it's easy for me to keep track of. Sharon, I'll let you be first since you're at the bottom of my list, and I can move through. Player pass. She would be a play. She'll be a play
Yeah.
since she picked it.
Yeah, she muted
I'm just
herself.
guessing. Yeah. I think she's talking to her daughter. Tan, play or pass on this, bud?
Pass.
Pass on Tan. Auburn, play or pass?
Play for me.
Give it a play. Okay, play for Auburn. Roger?
Play.
Roger has a play. Cam?
This one's a play for me.
All right. Andrew?
Play.
All right, play from you. Blue?
I'm a play. I'm not a double play like I was with Lars, but I'm definitely a play.
Okay, and I'll give it a play. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was definitely a different from Ryan's characters are different, but I thought definitely something you need to watch. I don't know if I'd be like Blue, watch this multiple times. I definitely would watch it. I enjoyed it the first time watching this. I don't know if I'd
watch it at least once.
I think at least once. I think once. I think I'm good, but definitely worth watching. And so I'm going through here. We got Rick says it's a play. Redneck says good choice. It's a play for him. Eddie G gives it a play. The Beach gives it a play. So we look like we have all plays except for one pass on that one. It's just like we did. Wasn't it the same on Lars? Was all plays, one pass. So great movie. So we have that. So yeah. Well, I figured it was a play for you because you were muted, but I figured it was going to be a play since you chose that. Good pick. Very good pick. So check that out. That was Fracture. The first one was Lars and the Real Girl. So now let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to pick for the next show. So Blue, do you want to be the ringleader on this one?
What do you mean?
All right. So we're going to have two people pick, or how did you want to do that this week?
I think so. Tan's a pick this week because he's got his 4 in, and it was my pick, but I'm passing it off to Andrew because I'm not prepared.
Okay. Tan, do you have something chosen that you would like to do?
I do. I want to watch My Sassy Girl, the original Korean one, not the Hollywood remake.
My Sexy Girl?
Sassy, S-A-S-S-Y.
He said sassy. Like sassy.
Sassy.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you that over here. Okay, hold on a second. Let me make sure I've got all of my stuff situated.
Get rid of that spoiler on the bottom.
Thank you, bud. Hide that, and let me mute everybody so we don't have anybody interrupting the movie. Okay, so we got this going, and I am going to pick, I guess I'll pick...
Do you trust me?
I made you look like a prince.
Sorry.
2년 전 바로 오늘 그녀와 전 이 자리에 타임캡슐을 묻었습니다. 오늘은 우리가 2년 만에 다시 만나는 날이지만 그녀는 아직 나타나지 않습니다.
All right, so we got, am I correct? Was that the correct movie?
I believe so.
Tan, I'm sorry,
Yes,
I muted
it was.
you.
Yes.
All right, so My Sassy Girl. So we got to read, right? Because there's none with subtitles, right?
Yes, I haven't watched a dubbed one, so
I
don't know. I haven't watched.
So this counts as read. So folks, if you're not a reader, this counts as a book, just so that when you tell your English teacher you got to read a book. So so we got My Sassy Girl. So I got that written down. Thank you, Tan, for something outside of the box. And you said it was Korean.
Trailer.
Well, You know what?
The trailers are never good, I find.
We watched the trailer last week, and y'all's jaws were hanging out when we were talking about watching it. So, and then now we have Mr. Andrew. What is your pick going to be, sir?
Well, I've got a big list here now.
Oh, good. No excuses now. No excuses.
I'm gonna go with a James Franco movie, which is 127 Hours.
Andrew.
Oh no! Is that the one where he's stuck in the rocks?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Andrew.
Blue is gonna hate this one. Did you watch this? Have you seen it?
Of course I did.
Honey?
No,
have you seen this?
Because I know what happened.
No.
It's based on a real life event.
Yes, true story. True.
When you said
story.
James, I thought you were the James and the Giant Peach. But no, you went completely off.
All right, so I'm gonna go full screen. I'm gonna mute. All right, I'll mute everyone but you, Andrew. You're able to talk if you want.
No, it's fine. Just mute me. Sorry, Sean.
Good morning, everyone. It is 7 o'clock here in Canyonland, USA.
Hey, Aaron. Mom still has not heard from you. Will you just call her, please? I'll talk to you soon.
And this morning, on the boulder, we have a very special guest, Aaron Ralston!
Oh, gosh, it's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Hey, you lost? I'm a guide. What do you say? See, I'm something of a big and hard hero.
All you have to remember is that everything will be okay.
Oh my God, Aaron! Are you okay, Aaron?
Come on! You gotta come down here!
It's been nice knowing you, man.
I can do everything on my own.
See ya!
Bye. I don't think we figured in his day at all.
Hey there, Aaron. Is it true you didn't tell anyone where you were going?
This marks 24 hours of being stuck. I've been chipping away. I'm gonna keep warm than anything. I have about 150 milliliters of water left, which should keep me alive till tomorrow night, if I'm lucky. So that's it. Mom, Dad, I haven't appreciated you as I know that I could. I love you guys, and I'll always be with you. Don't give up, Aaron. Do not give up.
All right.
All right, I'm ready to give my review right now.
Look at Sharon's already looking. Andrew always thinks, yeah, I knew. Well, I know Blue, and she don't do well with things like this. So definitely outside of your comfort zone.
Well, I said she insisted that I had her pick this week. I said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I probably should have told you what I was going to pick first.
No.
Oh, God.
It's fake blood. It's okay.
It's good.
I just feel bad for Sam because she has to watch this and she's got to read a movie. So you know, she
I'm
got
okay.
the
Actually, I'm
double
okay with
whammy.
subs.
Yeah, she's
I'm
all right.
She'll love mine. She'll love
It's
mine.
Dabs. It's Dabs that has a problem with reading.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it is the reading. The reading movies.
When
I'm
I
like,
look
oh,
at you guys, I see you guys as one now. You know.
Oh.
Oh.
So-
yeah.
look at DeBeach says maybe if he's lucky, if a hurricane will come up the coast and knock his power out. Well, mine didn't get knocked out, so you'll be all right. So good picks. I like definitely outside of the box. My Sassy Girl, Tan. I've never heard of that. So granted,
Yes.
that was outside of a box. In 127 hours, I have seen that. So, but
I have too.
I look forward to watching that again. So I like it. I think Andrew's trying to redeem himself to try to get his odds back to.
Like, thinking about that makes me think about the movie Alive. You guys ever watch Alive?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I've seen that too.
Not
Ended
yet.
in the
That's a good movie as well, Blue.
Yeah, but it was like hard to watch.
I'll just add that one to the list.
Is that the one where they're in the water?
No,
No.
Plane
That's
crash in
open
the
water.
Andes.
That's where they
That's
had
open
where
water.
they had to eat each other.
Yeah.
That was real good. Alive was.
True story. It's a true story.
Yeah, it was true.
And both of
And
these
so was
Those are
open
true
water.
stories.
And so was Open Water.
Yeah,
That was
Open Water was too. I saw
Yeah.
that movie as well.
Yeah.
Is Alive the one where
Cam, are you writing these movies down?
Yeah.
Yeah, the plane crash in the Andes.
Yeah, I'm
Mountains.
good.
In the Andes, that soccer team.
It was the film. It was a true story, famous book. My dad read the book, and that's why when the movie came out, we all watched it because my dad wasn't. I didn't know him to read often, to be honest. Like, he wasn't stupid or anything. He just wasn't really a book guy, but he loved that book.
Good stuff. All right. So, hey, does anybody have any other recommendations on the panel? Do you guys have any other recommendations? That's something that you've seen recently? Because we're at an hour and 26 minutes, so we got a little bit of time. Anything that you would like to suggest to people to watch? This isn't something we're going to review, but something that if you've seen recently that you might want to suggest to people to check out.
Umbrella Academy season 2. Loved it.
I'm still halfway through season 2, and I like it.
Facts. 100% facts, buddy.
It starts
Umbrella
like
Academy.
Hold on, Deacon Butler. Did he put his show in?
It's
Not yet,
if he's
not
in the
yet.
chat, he did. Oh, you already know what
Not
show
yet.
he's been recommending. Oh, because he was
yeah.
in the chat a minute ago.
Yeah.
Oh, he recommended it to you, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I haven't looked it up yet. I'm still working.
Yeah, he recommended it to Butcher.
I'm still working on Ozarks, so that's my show.
Yeah, I'm working on that too.
But
So I'm working
yeah,
through Ozark.
Umbrella Academy. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's
I love
absolutely fantastic. Season 2 just dropped, as Blue said. I am halfway through, I think.
I found the first episode was like, holy shit.
You already know what show you talk about. Oh, there you go.
Right,
Time
I
I
know what
said,
you're talking about.
you mention
You're
his
good.
name, you know he gonna mention his show.
You good, man. But yeah, I'm halfway through season 2. I'm probably gonna finish it up today, and yeah. But yeah, go watch that. That's really good from Netflix.
Yep. I watched Cursed, the show on Netflix, and that was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I started it, and I need to get back to it. I got sidetracked. Warrior Nun was garbage. Don't bother.
Yeah, avoid Warrior Nun. Avoid that.
Also, if you haven't watched another one that's good is the Witcher. That's from Netflix as well.
Witcher?
I like The Witcher.
I didn't like it.
I didn't
not
either.
like Witcher.
Wow.
It dragged.
I like a B TV.
The one I'm trying to get people to
No,
watch.
Once Upon a Time in America,
sorry.
somebody said. I'm sorry, no, somebody toasted Once Upon a Time in America.
I'm trying to get people to watch Tales from the Loop so I can have somebody to talk to about it.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither.
It's on my list.
It's a sci-fi show. It's storytelling. It's kind of, and it's kind of an anthology because it has different people in every episode, but it also tells a cohesive story through all the different episodes. It's kind of like storytelling in a new way that hasn't ever been done before. It's pretty cool. The cinematography, the cinematography on it's top notch because it's based on a book of art. It's based on an art book. The whole series is.
83% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.5 on IMDb. That's good.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and I need somebody to talk to about it. So watch it.
Based on a painter.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes.
Yeah. On Netflix. Yeah,
that was last year.
Too. Season 2's coming out.
Oh, good.
Love, Sex, and Robots.
I don't know if anybody watched Power, but pretty soon, Power Book 2 is about to come out. Power Book 2 is about to come out.
I am not looking forward to Power Book 2 at all.
Why are you not looking? I was sad when Power ended, but why are you not looking forward to Power Book 2?
I hate
his son
character. Yeah, his son. I cannot stand Reed.
Can't stand him.
What, Tyreek? Why you can't stand Tyreek? Oh, because of
he should have been killed.
Exactly. He's got so much disrespect. I cannot stand him.
Yep.
You know, now the whole entire series is going to be based on him. You know, I just want to why is he still alive? Why could they not have taken him instead of the sister?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was so sad when his sister left. Yeah, but anybody who decide to watch Power Book 2, you should watch Power first.
Oh yeah, Power.
Really, because you'll be lost in the characters if you don't watch Power first. To me,
I see Eddie G screaming up the Gangs of London. That's on my list.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I've been hearing good things about it.
Great. I did watch season 1, which is only one season. That very good. Violent. So you got to be able to handle some violence.
Right.
Yeah, for me.
It's on my list too.
And so you did see Alban, where I posted. That was if you look up that guy that I showed, that you'll be able to see that some of his kinetic art.
Yeah, I saw that there.
Yeah, there's not, but I didn't see any of it really for sale. So
I found
got a
some
couple
stuff
$1 million.
I found no. I found some stuff for. I'm jumping back here. They're running about 300. So
a man of your means, that's nothing.
Yeah, right.
But
I would still get it because it's one I've been looking for.
Have you guys seen this show called I'll Be Gone in the Dark? It's a documentary about a serial killer from the 70s and 80s in California.
Wow, what is that on?
One on Netflix, the new one that came out on Netflix?
It's on HBO. It's on HBO.
Oh, it's on HBO.
Okay.
Yeah.
About.
I have to write that down. What you said the name of it that was again?
I'll Be Gone in the Dark. It's got Patton Oswalt in it. It's his wife. He's the one that passed away. She actually was really big. She investigated a lot. She's a crime writer, and the first 4 or 5 episodes of the series, it's all her writing and stuff, and it's really good. And then it's actually Sunday evening was the last episode, so it wrapped up. So it was really good.
Oh, I better check that out.
Was that Patton Oswalt's wife?
Yes.
That wrote the books and then she passed away, eh?
Yes.
I heard of her.
Yeah.
She passed away the same day Prince did.
Yep, I heard of her now. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, like she was the reason they caught him.
Exactly. Well, yeah. She did a lot of the research. Yeah. Really good series. I enjoyed it. We binged through it. That's why I was afraid I wasn't going to make it this week, because I binged so many other series, and that was one of the series that I binged this week before. So I'm glad I finally got to the show.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out.
Last time Todd turned off his camera, you guys got to I'm scared now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good luck.
See, but it's going to change into the day quickly.
Yeah. He's gonna.
You see, Blue gonna look around and say, "What is that?"
Hear Blue's doorbell ring, and Todd's gonna be there. You know, he had one of those. He had a Lars doll at home doing the show.
Oh my god! I wish you guys could stop screwing around and get on top of this COVID thing so we could open the damn border.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I'd fly you guys in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We're gonna have to probably do a friggin' destination wedding the way it's going.
There's still too many people that just don't take it serious here in the States. Blue.
Yeah,
true.
I've been lucky enough. Like I live in a smaller city, so it's not crazy, and we haven't had a lot of cases. But it's also because people have been wearing masks and doing stuff for a long time. It just got where it was mandated, I think, like 2 Fridays ago. But everywhere I go, people are outside. No, but as soon as they go to step in a store or something, masks on. It's really good to see. Makes me proud.
Yep, I'm in Florida, so it's running rampant here. It's really sad.
It's bad in Florida.
Yeah, that scares me for you, Tan. I don't like that.
So many
Todd, we
people
can't
here
hear you, buddy.
Oh, how about now? All right, there you go.
There you go. Now
So, I didn't put no suit on, folks. That was Friday's show.
you have shorts on though.
Yeah, and I got shorts on today, not my house pants. So Yellowstone is the movie or TV show that I'm following right now in Alone, which I really like. Anybody that knows me and knows reality stuff.
Alone is great.
I love Alone. I love it. And they're up in Canada, up in the Arctic. Love it. And I know, Alban, you had seen The Outpost, which we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We actually we thought about using that as a review, and you said it was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was. It was. Did you check it out or not?
Not yet.
No, you guys should check it out. I liked it. I really thought it was pretty good. Yeah. It's a newer movie.
Yeah, it's a new movie. So The Outpost. It's only 2 beers in. I'm done though. So yeah, and it was. We just thought it was going to be another warish movie, so we're like, not really sure we want to watch that. But like you said, so they're probably on my list. I need to watch one day. So Redneck also says good.
Yeah, it was. It was really good.
So yeah, we'll have to check that out. I was looking through. I watched Greyhound again today. Enjoyed it even the second time.
In 4K.
Yeah. I've been working with my Plex is growing, so I'm slowly. Since I don't ask Blue to add that to her Plex, I feel like 4K is. I need to put it on my stuff. So yeah, I put in 4K, watched it, and enjoyed it. Enjoyed it even more, I think, than the first time I saw it. So
it is a good movie, but it's just it's lacking in the story. It's fun to watch as because it's battle after battle after battle. But that's pretty much all it is.
Yeah, 90
It
minutes.
leaves you wanting more. It leaves you wanting more.
Yeah, I wanted more. I wanted to get to know the crew better. I wanted to get to know people on the other boats better.
I still didn't like his girlfriend when she looked at him like.
Nah, she was straight up.
I'm like,
see you next season.
The same thing that we all talked about. Yeah, she had something else going on, and I know it. She had something else because they're the same look. I'm thinking, you I could tell.
The way he looked at her and the way she looked at him, 2 completely different emotions there. He was in love with her and adored her, and she, I don't know, she didn't.
She was like, next.
Yeah, so I didn't get the point of that whole scene. That shouldn't even have been in there.
Maybe he was just too religious to give it up before marriage to her, and that's what she wanted.
Yeah, she needed a little more action.
Come on now, look how old he was. There's no way he was still a virgin. He was like fucking 40.
Yeah.
He's giving out powder, man. Oh.
I
did watch The King of Staten Island. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Yeah, I think some other people
Kick myself up. She straight had a side piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did. All right, so what were you saying about King of Staten Island?
It's Pete Davidson, the comedian from SNL. It's sort of based on his real life, so it's actually really good. I like it.
Okay,
cool.
Well, check that out if people want to. King of Staten Island, and that has been mentioned by numerous people in some of our shows about checking. And I'm looking here on TV on King of Staten Island. It has a 73% rating.
It's got Marissa Tomei in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and it's so curious. So might have to check that out. So that's all we got going. Is anybody? I'll start the bottom. Sharon.
I'd like to thank everybody. My MS7 morning show, Monday through Friday, 9:35 a.m. I'd like everybody to come out and enjoy yourselves every morning.
You can look up Shrinking Sharon. Like I said, she has a different people on the panel just talking about whatever that day, Monday through Friday. So check it out, Shrinking Sharon at the MS7 group. Tan, anything you got, bud?
Got going on? No, not really. Just doing my thing. Thank you guys for having me on.
Thanks for joining us.
And I hope you guys enjoy the movie.
Yeah, thank you for having me on as well.
Of course.
Well, we'll let you know, Tan. Alvin?
I'm always glad to be here. Big shout out to the whole side chat. So I don't have to keep typing everyone's name. Great seeing you. I'm glad you came out. Hope to see you on Friday. And you better be here next Wednesday. Do your homework. Post out there that you did your homework in the Telegram chat. That'd be really good.
Big Daddy says, "Do your homework. Don't mess with Big Daddy."
Don't mess with Big Daddy.
Don't
mess. Okay, but yeah. I enjoy my Wednesdays here with everyone, and hope to see you Friday and Wednesday. Thanks.
Good to have you. Roger.
Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys next week. Good movies. Have a good one.
Thank you, Roger. Cam?
Everybody, y'all know what I say. I say this every week. Thanks for coming through and having fun with us.
You can't be in here right now.
Like
I'll come out when I'm done, okay?
Always.
Sorry.
We always movie or whatever. We could either rip a movie or love a movie. But the fact that you have fun with us is y'all make the show. So thank you for coming through and having fun with us.
Thank you. Andrew?
Control C, Control V. See you next week.
Yes, right.
Control C, Control V.
Good job.
All right.
I wasn't here last week. Can you say it
That's
again?
pretty much me. Basically, that was just me saying exactly what everyone else has just said. Thanks for watching and that jazz.
I thought you were being a Cody developer.
Right. Hey, Andrew, what's going on Friday?
What's one?
Andrew, what's
don't know.
happening Friday?
Friday's show.
What show?
You don't do.
I don't do Fridays, so I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Maybe Todd don't know.
Yeah,
maybe Todd don't know.
Blue?
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
I don't get involved in these things.
I'm looking forward to next week's shows.
All right. And I'll say thank you to everybody that joins the panel, because this show is about including everybody. You don't have to be an expert. You can say if you like a movie or you don't like a movie. And it isn't that difficult. And as long as you can tell us what you liked about the movie or didn't like about the movie, either way, that's what this show's about, is to inclusion. We welcome if you want to be on the side chat, fine, be in the side chat, tell us what you think of that movie, or if you're willing and you got the guts, like everybody that's on the panel. And I'd like to thank everyone that joins the panel, and some people that have never been on the panel until they came on this show. That's what I really like, is when we see people that have never been on a show and come on, they get the guts, and they're like, that isn't that hard. It's fun to come on here and tell us what you think. And that's what this is about. So watch these movies. We got 2 movies. We got My Sassy Girl and 27 Hours. And you need to watch that next week. And that will be 5 p.m. East Coast U.S. time. That's 10 p.m. on the UK time next Wednesday. And I also would say watch us on Friday for Streaming Matters. Don't know what we're even going to talk about yet. Since last Friday's show, and I want to say thank you to the woman I love for saying yes. and not
Who
making me
knows?
look like
He may do it all again on Friday. He
Hey,
might
she's
No,
blushing
no,
again.
no, no.
She's blushing again.
I am not.
Just
I promise you, I'm not doing it again. That's as
Yeah,
good
he
as I get.
stressed the crap out of himself.
That was stressful.
Yes. I want to say it's 27 hours, not 127 hours.
100. I'm sorry. Did I say 27?
You
127.
said 27 hours. So I just
Oops,
wanted to make
thank you,
sure because I
Sharon.
wrote down
Yeah.
127.
Yeah,
so.
you're right. 127 hours. Yes, you're right.
It
So,
would have been a better movie if it weren't just 27 hours. You know?
So, yeah,
I just
look
wanted to
forward.
make sure I had the right thing written down.
You got the right one. So thank you to everyone that's on the show. And again, thank you for everyone watching. And we'll see you next week. If we don't see you Friday, we'll see you here next Wednesday. Watch your videos. And as Alban said, do your homework because it is fun in the chat when we see people do their homework, because you don't understand how many procrastinators there are until you're in the Telegram chat. And we saw all the procrastinators watching and saying, I'm doing my homework, and they're doing the homework 30 minutes before the show, even though some of those people are on this panel right now.
That's me.
So,
That's me.
so good. It's fun. It's a fun time. It's fun when we see people like, it's Monday. I haven't even
In my
watched the first movie yet.
I watched both movies today, but I've been watching Star Wars movies all weekend. So
Why would you do that to yourself?
because
Yeah, well,
I've got to get some use out of Disney Plus.
Before I got to get used out of it before I get booted off, because I'm real close to my 1 year. So
Oh yeah, that 1 year.
it's coming up. So and I will not renew it. So thanks everyone watching, and thanks to everyone on the panel again. And we will see you guys here next Wednesday for a player pass.